The Santa Maria is the flagship of Lake Monomonac. It is situated on a wooded peninsula with a wonderful view of the lake. From the air, the Santa Maria appears as a ship emerging from a smuggler's cove. Only her gleaming white bow, complete with black portholes and a carved figurehead of a laughing dragon, juts out over the water that was once a sandy shore. This unusual and unique piece of architecture is the realized dream of the highly imaginative Reverend Wilford A. Tisdale, a priest at the Catholic Church of St. Mary's in Winchton, Massachusetts. Father Tisdale wanted to have a summer retreat where he could enjoy his treasured art collection as well as relax on Lake Monomonac. He purchased the wooded waterfront property in 1937 and 6 years later began building his dream using selected stones gathered from the ruins of the once regal Marchmont Mansion, home of the White family in Winchton Springs.
When the Marchmont Mansion was demolished years ago, Father Tisdale collected some of the nice stones from that property, and there were no roads out here to the Santa Maria, so he actually rowed them across in his rowboat, if you can believe that. There's lots of little knickknacks along this property, little pieces of tile and little statuettes and things that have been placed within the construction of the outside of the building. Very unusual.
Father Tisdale combined his love of travel with his appreciation for fine art. He returned from his journeys with many objects to add to his collection. Today, his entire collection resides at the Museum of Art at Joliet College near Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Father Tisdale taught English at this college for several years.
We're sitting in the side yard now, and this is one of the anchors that used to hang over the side of the bow of the ship. But if you look back here in the stone wall construction, you'll see lots of little embedded pieces of artwork. This one, there's a hound dog holding a bunny rabbit. This looks like a dragonfly up here. There's over here another dog. Looks like a conquistador over here. Little shelves where statues used to sit. The windows are very unique. There's a door knocker that looks incredible. Just all kinds of unique features.
On Sunday mornings, Father Tisdale converted his captain's quarters into a chapel. Shiel Spronga, a neighbor, has the following recollection. He said Mass at the Santa Maria at 11 a.m. I loved going to his Masses because they were much shorter than the 1-hour Masses in town. We would run out of the water, dripping wet, and throw something over our bathing suits, take a short walk 3 houses down the dirt road for Mass, and be back in the water in 20 minutes. This was a great option for lake kids who hated leaving the water on a hot, humid summer day. We were lucky that we could walk to the church, but others who lived at other ends of the lake came by boat and parked on the shores of the Santa Maria. There was a young blind man who used to pass the collection basket each week. Sometimes Father would celebrate the Mass outdoors, where he created a small altar on the right side of the building. This was so beautiful because you could appreciate both his gardens and the views of the water while listening to the Mass. On our way into the church, we would walk through a garden in the rear of the building. It was impeccably maintained, all enclosed in tall trees and shaped like a circle. We were there often in the 1950s, and I recall the Santa Maria as a holy place that was both very dark and mysterious, and also very beautiful. While Father Tisdale is no longer the captain, the Santa Maria still sits guarding the Narrows and watching over the lake.